То що, як у нас ситуація? Півтори ж хвилини ще, хіба ні?
Шановні друзі, вітаємо вас в прямому етері на офіційному YouTube-каналі КЦА ФАУ. Вчора Україна відзначила 32-гу річницю незалежності. На честь цього свята сьогодні ми проводимо змагання з віртуальних перегонів на симуляторі iRacing. Ми отримали 56 заявок на участь від представників 22 країн. Зустрічайте: Південно-Африканська Республіка, Великобританія, Швеція, Грузія, Ісландія, Німеччина, Данія, Марокко, Сполучені Штати Америки, Іспанія, Канада, Чехія, Куба, Естонія, Косово, Норвегія, Перу, Сінгапур, Словакія, Південна Корея, Швеція та Венесуела. Зараз пройде 15-хвилинна кваліфікація, за результатами якої пілоти займуть свої позиції на старті. А після фінішу нас очікує топ-3 подіум інтерв'ю з призерами змагань. Я представляю нашу команду організаторів. Режисер трансляції Василь Фарамець, а фахово прокоментує змагання Autosport Commission of Ukraine. Yesterday, on August 24th, Ukraine celebrated its 32nd Independence Day. We organized the race and invited friends of Ukraine to celebrate this holiday with us. 56 pilots from 22 countries applied for the participation. Please welcome Canada, Czech Republic, Cuba, Denmark, England, Estonia, Georgia, Germany, Iceland, Kosovo, Norway, Peru, Singapore, Slovakia, South Africa, South Korea, Spain, Sweden, Venezuela, Ukraine, United Kingdom, United States of America. Welcome to Ukraine, our dear friends, pilots, and spectators. Now there will be a 15 minutes qualification, according to the results of which the pilots will take their position and the grid. After the finish, there will be a top 3 podium interview. Let me represent our team. Producer Vasil Faramets, and meet our professional commentator Pavlo Vorobyov. And now let's listen to the anthem of Ukraine.
So it's today's race based on iRacing platform. Drivers from different countries take part in our show this pre-weekend evening. My name is Pavlo, also known as KYIV. I'm not Captain Jack Brother, but anyway, welcome to our simracing party on the Black Pearl. Let's try to understand what we see at our screens. So first of all, we have some time for our drivers to do some interesting things on the track, but first of all they need to get the better time from one quick or from one flying lap to be the fastest man in this qualification. So I have some troubles with our get some picture. So at this moment, and I know that we had 52 or 53 drivers for this weekend, but now maybe 40 or 50 drivers I want to see in this race. So let's try to see our picture. So not the best. Yes, better to see at this moment. Well, one of our drivers had some problems on the track. Red and white car, it seems like car of our Denmark driver. I saw starting list, and this Denmark driver is Christian Lusholm Christensen. Try to see another cars because as you can see, every car is very same. Do it. By the way, I can say that this track is a Charlotte Motor Speedway iRacing track. So we have a lot of corners actually, and our drivers try to go clockwise direction. So it's very interesting direction of this track. And of course, I try to see at least something in a starting, not starting, but standing list. So small liters are not so easy to do it. But as I can see, 1:14.6, it's the best time at this moment. Well, only one the fastest time. Need each of our drivers to be the first man or pole position man for our race. Of course, another moment of our track, and again I try to see at least something. So small picture actually for me. I hope that our race will be much better to see. Well, again, we have some spin of one of our drivers. White and red and blue colors of this guy. as I saw it was number 7, number 2, orange car. What he did right now, he hit his opponent on one speed lap, so I think that our direction maybe try to noted this accident, and after this qualifying session some aspects or some another things will be used for this driver, but let's see. So another battle, but it's battle not for this position but for the quickest time on one for first lap. Of course, blue and yellow car, it's Ukrainian driver. In another picture I saw the best time at this moment, 1 minute 8 seconds and 94 thousandths. So another accident from driver number 4. Again he goes back to the pit lane, and after that he will exit to the track again. So as I can see, Strichek first at this moment, 1.08 and 34 thousandths of second. At least 30 drivers in our standing. Of course, 2 drivers without any quick times. So let's try to see what time can get driver number 25. It's Mr. Nushi. (19 and 14 drivers. Number 40. Number 14, a very quick guy. 1 minute 9 seconds and almost 9 tenths of the second, so 0.3 slower than our leader, and number 34, yes. In another picture, another good fight. Mr. Driver number 2 and his car. So it's Donovan Dyer, driver from Great Britain, was at our screen. Again, interesting accident. Again, number 2. Very quick changed my picture, so very hard to at least understand in this moment what I can see. So again, number 1 at this race is Mr. Strichek, and his perfect time in the same moment. Another driver from Ukraine had some spin, so very hard this track for our drivers, at least at first couple laps for them. At least they need to whoa. What a situation again. We have some problems with I think they need a medical car for this accident, because I don't know what happened with our driver. So another part of this set. I think that in the race we see only one accident after other, because very hard to understand in what position of the track. I saw one moment, in the same moment we see another accident. So at least I think that not so crazy race will be, because very hard to be in one places and see two monitors plus statistics. It was maybe it will be very hard and hot situation for one commentator. At least that person who using his English skills only second time this week, and maybe yesterday it was my first turn. At least this is second, so I try to see everything that I can, but every driver try to be the fast as they can. So very chaos situation, I want to tell you, in this track position. So another drivers, again, they try to fight only for the best time at this moment, because the at least the sky so blue, what I want to say in this concrete situation. Again, the driver at the pit lane. So at least I want to see my picture is bigger resolution, because very small picture. Mr. Vasil, please give me better picture if you can do it, because very hard to understand all this situation. Again, I try to find at least some driver. Some technician. Problems I have at the moment. So I see someone who So again, another part of the track. We see at least one of Porsche 911, but I hope that after this qualifying session, I'll see some positions of our drivers and try to commentate for you this situation, because really hard race. Yeah, finally I saw drivers on the track, but of course standard is so small for me, so I can't see it. It's unbelievable situation. But let's see, first or second car will be first in the first corner, so all looking for this picture. Very interesting moment, of course. So we looking for our drivers, at least a couple first positions, because they need some time for connection. In first position, we can see Mr. Strachek. So he can be first in the first corner, at least, yes. Finally, we can see some another drivers on our picture. First driver, Strachek. Yes, he not far from the start from this line. So let's see another drivers. Yes, driver number 2, and we can see him. It's Mr. Park from South Korea. He was at Motorsport Games as our David Pastuchov last year in Marcel. Stovko, this driver has third position. Another fourth Hichter, Podstata 5th, Caruana 6th, 7th, Makula, Emery 8th, Kadura 9th, finally Emery on the track. And our drivers start this race, but what a bad accident it was. Well, hard situation for these guys. So very quickly to try understand street check first of our track. Another battle for position behind. Again, let's try to see what 47 and 27 drivers fight one each other. At least I try to see numbers. Number 34 driver, which has third position, and again we have some troubles in the middle of our course. So very hard to drive, very tight this track for our drivers. So at least I hope that their cars is okay. Are okay, these cars, so they need to fight for positions. Another bad accident. What a race. It's hell race, I want to tell you. So at least I can see anything in this moment, and of course I can see some numbers of drivers. At least in my ear I want to hear some surnames. Please, can you help me, my team? I need your help. So because it's really hard to read these small letters on my screen. So Mr. Again some troubles for our drivers from Ukraine. I want to tell you something about drivers, but it's really hard race from any direction what you can see. So driver that has 14th position, and another from position number 9. It's Mr. David Pastukhov. At least this guy, which I told you about not for couple minutes earlier, when I remember Mr. Park. It's another driver from Korea. So at least this driver was the last one that registered in our start list. Of course, again I try to see some picture, because very quick race and very quick changed situation on my screen. So at least again number 5, and I want to know what numbers have these guys, because as I know this game just give numbers for drivers, but at least I can't see anything, any numbers, any surnames at this moment. What a race. Really hard to understand. At least something looks like I see in a black monitor. So well, let's see, let's try to get some optimism for this race, because at this moment we see another battle for our drivers, and our driver got better positions, so it's really nice for us. And Lysenko was a couple moments ago on our screen, another driver. So again we can see, oh no, again yellow car and with some blue stripes. Number 33. Who it was? Well, but the driver tried to recover. As I try to see, it is Mr. Michno on this car. At least please tell me in my ear. I want to hear if I can't see, not number, but of course surname of our driver, because at this moment I can't see this information. So just see some looks almost the same, all radical cars from UK manufacturer. So another lap for our drivers. As I can see, they have some distance between each other, so it's better for fight for some positions. Again, some troubles of my screen. Wow, what a hard race, of course, for see, for commentate something. But yeah, at least another drivers. Of course, each car isn't formation of Sonim finally. What a hot day, actually. So another picture. Mr. Dyer in orange and black car tried to beat his opponent. Mr. Lysenko ahead of him. Another moment of our track. So Dyer, yeah, he overtook Lysenko, but at the same moment had troubles. Yes, Lysenko had some troubles and had some disappointment moment today again. Yesterday, as you remember, we have perfect battles for our Ukrainian drivers. Today is very hard situation for everyone, for every person. Okay, another part of our track, and let's see what can do Mr. Lysenko to Dyer. Can he to catch this driver or another driver who we can see? What we can see at this moment, a hit of Lysenko. So I see some smoke. So another driver had troubles. Okay, another driver had some difficult moment on this track. So number 22. Again, blue and yellow car. So try to switch our camera for another number, for number 22 from another side. Again, car number 14. What good lines actually on this track from car number 14. At least I want to try some info what driver is it. So good lines and of course good race for him. From another camera, from another position, again, yeah, great maneuver from this guy. Number 14 got position. +1 position for this driver. So let's see, this is leader and this is Korean driver Park. What a great maneuver, and at least we see it online. So he tried to catch benchmark ahead of Park. So it will be another trouble for this Korean driver. Mr. Strichek now only second, but he tried to push hard. Yes, driver now at least had some car behind him. Again, some troubles. Number 23. So try to push hard to another Ukrainian driver from number 375. At least two cars had the same livery, at least in some places. It's Mr. Rakitin. So as you saw, this driver used another trajectory, and he goes ahead of his rival, who lose again another lap. So in the same parts of this track, we see another drivers, and these drivers had some positions, but they don't fight for position in one moment, and in another moment, in like this one, 375, try to defend his position from car number 23. Car number 23 is Serhiy Butsev, so we have another fight from Ukrainian drivers in one and in another cars, so really interesting. But of course, Mr. Rakitin tried to catch Mr. Dumont. Yes, Mr. Dumont. It isn't Ukrainian driver, but anyway, very interesting liveries from these cars. Unfortunately, I didn't see these liveries, or maybe some numbers before this race. Okay, Mr. Kernik and Mr. Butsev, yeah. These guys try to hard, but of course, Mr. Butsev, it's car number 23, and Mr. Kernik only far behind their compatriot. So two cars with liveries black in yellow and blue colors. So what about another positions? At least we see that our leader, still Mr. Park, is number 1 at this race, and 2.1 seconds has difference ahead of Mr. Strichek. Podstata, it's driver number 3. He had a podium position, so after this race, what episode it was? So I try to see another moments that was not for a long time ago. So number 20, this guy tried to push hard for car number 85 for Mr. Ivanichenko, Mr. Chen, driver from Singapore, as I know. So another part, and again the same fight, at least the same that we saw before. Car number 15. This is Mr. Kernik. And of course, car, as I can see, number 2. Yeah, driver. No, it's not car number 2, because car number 2 is with another colors. But at this moment, Kernik, what a close episode. He could crash, he could really crash into the driver number 4. So it was really hard, but Mr. Titinju from Kosovo, at least he saved his position on this moment. So another fight. Let's see who in this. Yes, it's number 1 driver who was at pole position, Strichek. Strichek fight with Mr. Podstata, so it's real battle for podium positions. Number 1 and number 8. Number 8 not far from behind. Again, benchmark. Some driver who lose another lap. By the way, at the end of top 10, I saw changed position. So again, number 1 and number 8. Number 1, this car at least at this moment, only in second position, but let's see what he can do. Can he catch Mr. Park or no? Because Mr. Park, South Korean driver, had 2.5 seconds difference between him and his nearest opponents. At least this guy, Yunho Park, it's our current leader of this race. Again, it was look like, yes, again, interesting moment in the position when car number 18 gets some position. It's Mr. Hitchfler from Germany, as I can understand. So Mr. Hitchfler gained position for him, position number 4, and maybe he tried to get another place to reach third position. Let's see. So number 18 and number 4. Another great moment, but in this situation, number 4 very far behind, at least one lap down. So number 18 and his nearest opponent hit. This difference is not so good. Again, another part of the track. So at this moment, let's see, number 27. Again, another driver out of track. So what a house on the track, I want to say. So very hard to see all these moments in one moment, in two screens and one statistically. So what a hit, what a Kyiv hit at this interesting day of, very interesting because it's second day, of course, of our Independence Day. So we must to understand that what a great party was yesterday. So our Ukraine celebrated 32nd birthday. So again, I try to understand which drivers had troubles. Again, try to find at least to see some numbers of these cars. Sometimes it was very hard. So black car was number 35. Okay, number 35, Mr. Chen, again driver from Asia. Car number 2 and number 19, Mr. Jair tried to get position of Mamatsashvili. At the same moment, it was another moment, overtaken moment, but we didn't see it, of course, because in some different parts of this track, very big moments of battle without our contention, without our viewing, I want to say. So in the same moment I hear some alarm in Ukraine. So what a hot evening actually. So again, another car, maybe it's Mr. Chen, because I remember this car from our Singapore driver, Edgar Chen, his name. So some another drivers hit each other. So very unpleased incident. One of our Iceland driver was Jopilson, another part of the track, and again some troubles from Ukrainian drivers. Who is this? So I can't see. What an incident. Number 19 and number 2. What a shame actually. Mamatashvili and Jair had bad incident between each other. So these guys were 10th and 11th, so not the best, not the ideal situation for every driver. So again, some part of battle, and number 1, yeah, it was number 1 Strichek. Yeah, he got some position for himself. So number 14 in this situation, it's our leader, Mr. Park. So a very, very stable race for this South Korean driver. So number 1, Strichek. This position number 2 for driver. So very, very dangerous moment because he have what a hard moment on braking, but anyway, he had some time before Podstata goes him, 4.5 seconds. This is differences between second and third driver. So it will be a press conference between top 3 drivers after this race, so we can hear at least what feelings about this race they had. But this is race, this is absolutely hard to commentate and absolutely hard to see some biggest incident, because very, very big number of battles, or rounds of these battles between our drivers, each versus each other. So number 1 and number 2, at least these guys had better positions. At the beginning, at least Strichek was first at the start of this race. So again, he tried to get some seconds because he needs to push his nearest opponent, Podstata, not far from behind, 1.5 seconds. So at least for second place, I think we can see some battle. So another moment, at least a consistent race for number 2, but he managed only 11th places. Only 11th place for our driver. So another part, 2 red cars with some white and some blue stripes. So number 8, Podstata, at least at this moment, still has position number 3. Again, in some parts of the track, another part, and number 1. So number 1 and number 8. A lot of thanks, Vasil, that you try to see our drivers which battles for the second place. At least at this moment, 1.7 seconds. It's all because these drivers see a lot of benchmarks ahead of him, and in these moments they need to overtake these cars. So number 8, at least he has some problems too. Mr. Dreyer, his car. So driver from, as I can understand, from Britain, yeah, Mr. Dreyer. He tried to overtake another place for him, but his nearest opponent is Mr. Chen, car number 35. So Mr. Dreyer and car number 2023. Yes, it was not his nearest opponent, but try to see another car, number 104. Standomat, what? Whoa. Whew. Hard incident, so I don't know what about this race, but maybe race is over for car number 104. Let's see. It was Mr. Standom, and only 22 cars on the race in this moment, so please let's see car number 2. Okay, this is Dreyer, yeah, ahead of another driver. At least I think that it is Mamatsashvili, our driver from Georgia. So at least this is fight for 10th place. Another car, it's Mr. Chen, his car in black and just little red and white colors on this car. Radical with 8-cylinder engine. Okay, another trying from car number 23. Yeah, we can see Singapore flag at this moment on the car, on the black car. So again, some troubles on braking zone from car number 104. It was our driver's tandem, which had some troubles couple laps ago. So again, another Ukrainian driver was passed. So in this part of the track, we can see Rakitin. We saw Rakitin driver, so number 27. And this number I can't see at this moment. So car maybe 274, but another way, car number 2 with Radical. So again, position number 10. So his opponent not far from him a hit. At this moment, I can see, no, at least 16 seconds, it's too much. It's too much for this driver, so I don't think so that he can get Pruisa car, which has position number 9. Anyway, in the same moment, let's see first man on the track, and first man on the track it's Mr. Park. His race is so consistent. So this South Korean driver very good on track. In another part of our battle, Ukrainian driver number risky maneuver, I want to say, and all 4 wheels were out of the track, so not the best situation for car number 27. Yes, yeah. For car number 27, for Kajura, it's a better situation, of course, because he reached some advantage about car number 4, but car number 4 very low and in our standing. So at this moment I want to say that it's not a battle for position, just hold another driver, car number 4. So it's bad moment. Finally he saw blue flags. Yes, at this moment some marshals try to show blue flags, but I can't see any marshal on our track, so maybe it's some troubles for driver to understand in which moment and in which position you at the same moment. So another, I try to understand some colors and some numbers on these cars. Okay, so number 85, yeah, number 85, and who is this? Can see, very hard to understand. So, well, what I can do. Another moment, another track position, car number 4 again driver from Singapore, Mr. Edgar Chen and his car, and he lose at least position on the track physically, and we saw that this driver at this moment was in another part of the track. So car number 555, yeah, 555, very lucky number, of course. David Pastukhov, today he got only 7th position, but anyway, some drivers, as I can understand, on pit lane. So after that he must to regain at least his possible position on the track. So again, part of our race, car number 27. Again, Kajura only fourth, but he gained fifth position from the start. So very good pace from this driver, but he still had 24 seconds to nearest to third ahead of him. Anyway, Mr. Pavlo Ivanichenko gained the most positions in top standing, so he got 13 positions, and drivers which had position number 12th and 13th gained 15 positions from the beginning, and of course car number 22, Mr. Maxim Yushchenko. So these drivers very quick on this track, at least they got some overtaking maneuvers from their opponent. Again, we saw particularly driver number 1, Mr. Strichik, car number 1. Why particularly? Because just we can see this car, this body of this car, and maybe some silhouette of driver that inside this car. So another interesting moment. Again, car number 1. What about situation with car number 1? 4.2 seconds, so was 5.5. So I think that Mr. Park tried to keep his pace, and in these obstacles just try to drive safely to the finish. So it's the main idea for Mr. Park. Again, for car number 1, he tried to get his opponent and of course try to get some advantage of Mr. Podstata that had third position. So this car that was behind number 1, it isn't his opponent. Another part of the track, so let's see, car number 85, Mr. Pavlo Ivanichenko, great guy, very good performance of this track. So car number 34, Mr. Stovko, of course he lost 3 positions and had some time to get 3.8 seconds or 3.4 from Pavlo Ivanichenko, so he has pace. Car number 19, and of course car number 1, again Mr. Strichek. Mr. Strichek that has not bad actually pace, and I think that we can hear him on the podium ceremony. Of course, maybe not the podium ceremony, but press conference that we will hear after this race. So again, another moment of our track, very dynamic track that organizers used for this race. Very hard, of course, for me to explain situation on the track, but let's try to understand anyway. So car number 34, it's Stovko, driver that which has position number 6. Again, his colors red, white and some black. Car number 4, Mr. Andrit Titinksu, Mr. from Kosovo. So I'm sorry that I can't pronounce this name or surname maybe correctly, because very hard to pronounce for pronunciation. So car number 25, one of our Icelandic driver, really good number of cars were at the beginning was at the beginning of this race, something like 50 cars. I can't say correctly because at this moment only 22 cars. What an accident was not a long time before this moment. So car number 8, Mr. Podstata, driver that has position number 3. Very good performance from here. Podstata gained 2 positions from start. So again, very good result for him. Again, 555. Maybe lucky number for David Pastuchov, but at this moment he goes 7th, at least in first 10th positions. So another car, another trying to keep his pace and of course trying to goes ahead benchmark. And car number 8. So car number 8, Podstata, that which has position number 2. Why? Because actually Strichek was in the pit, as I can understand this situation. So now Mr. Strichek 25 seconds behind Podstata. Podstata second, and of course Park first. Park gained first position from the beginning of the race, and he is very fast guy. Again, last lap was 1 minute 9.1 seconds from Park. Another drivers, at least Ivanichenko, had 1.9 and 4 seconds, so was very close to Park, and Park without pit stops demonstrates very good pace. So another part of our track, car number 15, Mr. Serhiy Kernik. So he tried to fight with Mr. Dyer. Mr. Dyer hit him. Mr. Stovko at the pit. So now Stovko has position number 9. And Kernik has position number 10. So in first 10 drivers, again another quick lap with this guy. So I think it's not so long time before our race will be over, but before this moment we have very interesting and many battles for many positions. At this moment Mr. Kernik tried to at least catch Dyer. Only 18 seconds he slowed on all distance. Which car was off the track? I think that it was driver from Singapore. It was our car. So another part for battle. Car number 15. He tried just save his pace and of course save his position before the end of the race. So it's the main target for this driver. Anyway, I don't think that any Ukrainian drivers today maybe could get better positions that maybe 4th or 5th Pavlo Ivanichenko. Yeah, he's the fastest from Ukrainian drivers, as I can see, of course, because fourth position all about foreign drivers today. So what a performance from foreign drivers. Of course, at the same moment, Mr. Park, again, leader of our race. Car number 1 at this moment, again, try to catch up Podstata, Mr. Strichek. Mr. Strichek only 3rd after his box exit. Car number 20, Mr. Pruis, 7th on the standing. And again, he just saved his position. But not because in the same moment we see overtaking maneuver. Well, really nice, of course, for a driver that was not far from behind. Another part of our track. So this moment car number 20. To who is it? This is Mr. Pruis. Again from position number 7, but I think that he lose his pace. So Mr. Pruis, driver from South Africa. Whoa, what episode for car number 12, what I saw, yeah. Car number 12, he had dangerous moment for him, actually. And of course, car number 27, Mr. Kadura, used this situation, at least try to save his fourth position, because it wasn't his opponent for race position at this moment. Anyway, was some interesting battles, at least for position number 14. Again, car number 2, hello again. Singapore driver. Another Singaporean driver. Again, his fight for the position, at least physically on the track. Yes, we have many interesting personalities in this race. Very hard to try to tell about at least someone, because many battles we see on our screens. Very nice pace for Chen. He gained 6 positions. And of course, try to do his work as best as he can. As good as he can, of course. So at the first 10 positions, we have even 5 drivers without pit stops. So these drivers maybe will come into the box. So let's see. Again, what we saw not a long time ago, Ivanichenko and Pastukhov. So Ukrainian battle was for 5th place. Very interesting, because these drivers try to be the best from all our Ukrainian guys. At least 5th position, maybe not so bad, of course, but yesterday was much better. Yesterday we saw 3 races, and every time Ukrainian drivers won, first, second, and third. So I was very pleased for this. Again, what we can see at the top of our driver standings, but at this moment we saw car number 24. This is Mr. Timur Olkhovik. One of the best drivers from Ukraine. And this moment, of course, he played iRacing couple years, as I know. And his position at this moment just number 12, not far from Mr. Chen. Mr. Chen, driver from Singapore. We saw him not a long time ago. And again, Olkhovik has some difference between him and another car behind him here, at least in 49 seconds. So it is so great difference for Olkhovik from Maxim Yushchenko, another Ukrainian driver. Car number 20 on our screen. So this car, again, Pruis maybe had not the best position, because he didn't get to pit lane. Again, another driver. I try to understand who is this. So of course it's maybe fight between Strichek. Of course, Strichek was we saw Strichek some times ago. Of course, it's driver number 19. It's Mamatsashvili, Georgian driver for this event. Of course, he tried to go very consistently, but saved just 9th position for him. Again, Ukrainian flag. Again, Singapore flag, and Singapore flag better, at least in this part of the track. And again, every driver uses the most part of this tarmac section, because that section was very, very big, with a big square for braking moments. So what a long race, actually. At this moment we try to see results from Yushchenko. Yushchenko has 13th position. Again, let's see another part of our track. So again, this is Mr. Strichik, car number 1. Yes, he goes in second places. And 30 seconds behind Mr. Park. I don't understand in which part of our race Mr. Park will use his option to get to the boxes, because at least at this moment he still in the first place, and he's still without any boxes attendance. So very great performance from South Korean drivers. Maybe a teammate in some, of course, in some conditions we can say that he is made for our driver, for David Pastukhov. David Pastukhov, this driver, has position number 7 at this moment, and of course he tried to keep pushing for every race distance that he must to go. So driver number 14 with very, very hard surname, Titing Shu, from Kosovo, karting and esports driver. So that guy had some experience from real racing and of course in iRacing too. So he goes 14th, at least not the best positions, but what we can see 22 drivers that's still on the racetrack. So another drivers had some dangerous moments, and after that, until this moment, all 22 drivers try to drive very safely. Maybe we need some pre-qualification session before our qualification, at least to see their paces. So number 85, this driver tried to get some position for him. It's Pavlo Ivanichenko, driver with pit stop attendance, and of course he goes 5th. And the best from Ukrainian drivers, after pit stop, David Pastukhov goes 7th. So it's 2 best Ukrainian drivers, number 5th and number 7th at this moment in general standing. So again, car number 4, his battle for position. Another part of our race distance. So of course, car number 85, Pavlo Ivanichenko, fight with driver number 4, but driver number 4, as you can see, goes only 14th. Whoa, what a moment for Ivanichenko, but Ivanichenko still on the race pace. So try to do your best, Mr. Pavlo, because you need to get this position. So please bring it home. Again, another part of the track. So let's see red car and car number 32 ahead of him. So of course, again, interesting battle. Driver with white, blue and red colors, car number 27, Mr. Kadura, only 4th on the standing, without any podium position, but anyway, in the same moment we saw Park was at pit lane. So now let's see what difference. Wow, what we see? We see changed positions. So, whoa. What are you doing, drivers? Car number 32, and he lose, of course, not only time, but maybe car too. So let's see. Or it was Stovko. Some of drivers lost their cars because maybe their tires almost gone. At least we saw that Park was at pit lane, and now again in the second position, but very interesting. He is so close. He is so close, of course, for another driver, for driver number 1, Stricek, and now we see fight for the leaders positions. So very interesting. Park could or not to bring home first position, because not far from this moment he had 30 seconds advantage ahead of Stricek, and now Stricek is first driver. So very interesting battle for first and second position ahead in this race. So very interesting. Just 42 laps out of 50, so only 8 or 9 laps for our drivers in this really interesting fight. So let's see what can do Park and what can do Stricek. Stricek first, Park second, and again Stricek has a really great advantage, at least at this moment, 1.7 seconds. So it's interesting. It's really interesting for Stricek, because this driver was at the first place in the start, and after first lap maybe he lose his position to Park, and from that moment Park was the fastest driver, and now we can see Stricek as our best racing contender for the win. Yes, for win on the first day of first day of our 33rd, of course, year of independence. So of course yesterday was 32nd birthday of Ukraine. So whoa, what an accident, and likely Edgar Chen, because his car still on the racetrack. So it was very interesting moment, interesting incident for this driver. So again, another part of our track. The driver that was in and still in the third position, it was Podstata again. Park, driver number 14, and against him another driver, but this driver, as I can see, it's Podstata. Yeah, not only Stricek, but Podstata too try to get position and try to choose any possibility, any chances to overtake his nearest opponent, and his nearest opponent is Mr. Park from South Korea. This driver was one of the last drivers on our starting lists, but anyway, he really so quick on the track. He was so quick on the track in the first, maybe in 2/3 of distance of our race, but now Park tried to keep his second position. Yeah, only keep second, because very hard to try to push Podstata. What a great race, actually. And the last couple of laps, at least at this moment, we see Stricek. Stricek again sees some benchmarks ahead of him, behind of him, and he has really great advantage, 3.6 seconds ahead of Mr. Park. So very good performance on the last laps. Oh, so overtaken. Yeah, I can see overtaken from our another driver. Yeah, is it real? Try to understand. Yes, car number 8, Mr. Podstata. Yeah, on the second. He's second now. So what a race for him. Yes, it's really nice maneuver. Very interesting to see some replays from this car, or maybe from car of Mr. Park. Okay, but Podstata now second. And what he can do against Strichek? I don't know actually. And what can do Park? At least he has enough time ahead of Kadura. Almost 50, maybe more. Yes, 51 seconds advantage. So he can try to overtake or gain his position back. And try to see another maybe some Ukrainian drivers. At this moment, Pavlo Ivanichenko on the 5th position. He gained 13 places from the start. Mamatsashvili did the same work, and Maxim Yushchenko gained 21 positions. What a race job for another Ukrainian drivers, from position number 33 to position number 12. Well done. Really nice job. And again, try to see Strichek. Not far from the end of our race here at this moment, so he can be our winner today. And of course, after this race, we must to hear our top 3 drivers in the post-race press conference. So at least I want to hear what feelings they'll have. And let's see in another moment of the track. So we see Mr. Benitez, another driver. Of course, what a number of drivers today. We can see car number 27, another great guy. Of course, in our battle, because it's Kadura only force. Maybe it's unfortunately for him, because he not on the podium, just force. By the way, I want to tell some words about Robin Strichek. It's our German driver. This driver is 31 years old and working for the MSB, the German ASN. He is responsible for road racing, sim racing, and professional motorsports within the MSB. He drove racing cars since about 12 years and started to do some sim racing for the winter months. He appreciated some good racing in both the real and simulation world, and he is looking forward to race for the Independence Day of Ukraine, and he is really happy to take part in our event. At least he tried to thank us very much for the organization. It was some words from our leader Robin Strichek from Germany. This driver is our leader today, and of course, let's see what he can do on the last couple of laps. So he, of course, tried to do his best, and of course, very last laps we can see right now at this moment. So very not far from finish line. And Robin Strichek, let's see how he do his job today, because he really awesome. It was unbelievable driving from this German driver, and of course we can understand that his race was very great. Second position, of course, Podstata, this driver overtook Mr. Chen, Mr. Park, and of course Park did a great job. He was leader for a biggest part of our race. What an incident, of course, at the last part of the race. Wow, very dangerous moment, I want to say. And what about finish? Let's try to understand at least which of our drivers to showed the best time of this racetrack. So it was 1 minute, I think 9 seconds and 607,000. So Mr. Dreyer was the quickest, at least in one lap on our race. in our race. And what about another gaps? So Strychek, Podstata, Park, Kaduraj, Vanichenko, Pastukhov, Prius, Pruis, I'm so sorry, Dyer, Momatsashvili, Kernik, Chen, Yushchenko, Olkhovik, Kitinju, Benitez, Butsev, Stovko, Hischler, Dumont, Yokulson, Stenstem, Rakitin, Haraldson, Lysenko, Makula. This is drivers that was presented in this race and some another. So it was very, very insane race, I want to say, but very hard, of course, to try to see every moment of this race. So I'm so sorry for that. In another way, I hope that you at least get some enjoyable moments from your favorites drivers, at least maybe from our Ukrainian drivers. And of course, it was very, very interesting race. But of course, I can't hear anything from some our organization department, but I think that we try to good better job, maybe some another event, and of course try to support our drivers, our Ukrainian sim racing. You can see QR code in your screen from right bottom part of the screen, and of course you can use this link. Yes, some of drivers had not better conditions from their spoilers, so it was a lot of battle, a lot of some incidents, and of course interesting moments from our drivers, and maybe we can hear some podium places. Maybe first must be South Korean driver Park Yunho or Yunho Park that said that he is just normal sim racing driver from South Korea. So we can hear this driver or not, or maybe we need some time to hear. So, Mr. Park, where are you? Please tell me at least something. I can't hear at this moment. Okay. So, we have 3 drivers that got podium places. It's Yunho Park, of course, it's Mr. Podstata, and of course, it's Mr. Robin Strychek, who is our winner today evening. So it was a very dynamic race, I want to say, and for me it was just insane race from the start. So let's see some information or maybe some confirmation. Still I can see some drivers on the track. Okay, driver number 15, drift show for us. A lot of thanks, Serhiy Kernik, but he so we wait for Robin Strichek.
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, Robin, what a race from you! Awesome drive. You was just amazing driver in this evening. So please tell me about your emotions from this race, because it was insane, really.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was pretty unexpected, to be fully honest. It was a great race, a huge challenge with this car and track combo. It was really challenging, quite sweaty, but it was so much fun. Congrats on the whole field to survive this race, because it was really hard even to survive it. And yeah, it was really great fun. Thanks for the opportunity to race here for Germany, for the DMSB, and great organization. Everything was very good, and yeah, enjoyable evening. And thank you very much.
Of course, a lot of thanks. And Robin, you can say something in your native language,
All
if you
right.
want, of course.
Yes, of course. Ja, schönen guten Abend einmal nach Deutschland, an den DMSB, an alle Zuschauer. Cool, dass ihr eingeschaltet habt. Und ja, coole Sache. Der Pod geht nach Deutschland. Schönes Wochenende euch. That's
So
it.
nice words from Robin. And what about maybe some iRacing in another tournaments in Ukraine? What are you think you will take part?
Well, it was a great opportunity from Ukraine Autosport to organize this event according to the Independence Day, and I'm pretty sure that we as German ASN will participate in other competitions as well. If there's an invite, pretty sure there will come something up as well. Maybe from our country, and it's pretty great to share this esport together with other countries. It's great fun. So I'm pleased to join again, and yeah, would like it.
A lot of thanks for these words. So really good luck for another your starts.
Thank you very much, and have a good evening. Thank you for organization and everything around. Thank you.
A lot of thanks. Bye. So who is next? So we wait for another our driver from the podium. It must be Lucas Podstata.
Hello.
Hello, Lucas?
Yeah,
Hello?
of course.
Can
Hello.
you hear me?
Hello.
Yes.
Uh,
What a great race from you, actually. And what about last laps? Please tell me about your battle with Mr. Park. How it was?
Can you hear me?
Yes, Lucas, can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Yeah. Can you repeat your last question, please?
Yes, of course. Please tell me about your battle with Mr. Park and the last couple of laps.
Yeah. Of course. I think I've got better tire management than Mr. Park because I save a lot of tire at the end. But Robin did a very good job with the tires. But the Park maybe destroy his tires, and it's maybe for chance for me, and I send it in the last corner, I guess. It was great fun. Bit dangerous with the lapped cars, but great battle at the end and great second place for the Czech Republic in this race.
Is this that result that you want to get? Or you want to be first?
I race the first race, the first official race after 1 year because I have a pause from the sim racing, and it's a great result for me and for Mathieu Homola sports team. They give me a chance to get back to the sim racing, and I'm glad to be here and get a podium for the team and the country and for the support the Independence Day of Ukraine because I serve in the Czech army and it's very special for me to support support your nation.
And maybe couple of words from your native language.
OK, chtěl bych pozdravit všechny, co sledují v České republice. Jsem rád, že se návrat povedl nejenom v České republice, ale i na Slovensku. Byl to super výsledek i pro Maťa Homolu. Jsem rád, že mi dali příležitost a doufám, že se uvidíme v dalších závodech s podobnými výsledky. Díky.
A lot of thanks. And last question, please tell me, do you have some plans to be part of Ukrainian tournaments maybe in some future?
Yeah, of course. If I have a time, because you have a great organization of these races, and I'll be glad to be here for the next races.
A lot of thanks. And have a nice evening.
Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.
Bye. So, and our third driver today, Mr. Yunho Park. Next, our conversation with him. So, where is Yunho? So, it was really interesting and insane race, as I can understand that Yunho Park isn't with us, but anyway, his race was awesome too, and a lot of thanks for all your attention for our race, and have a nice evening. See you next time. Bye.